Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Branded Dude, and today guys I have a new video for you guys. We are actually going to be doing a deck list discussion, and I'm also going to be showing you a combo of using Lancea on your opponent through Sanctifre. The reason why I'm doing this guys is because I just want to thank you and honestly celebrate how the channel has grown. You know, we've reached over 150 subscribers, so thank you guys for your support. It's been amazing. I never even imagined the channel would grow this far as it has, and honestly just want to say thank you guys. So just as appreciation, I am going to be doing a different video. We're going to be doing a deck list discussion. You guys from the Branded Squad have sent me your deck list, so here we're going to be displaying it, you know, for the other viewers. We're going to show them what you're playing, what you're cooking. I'll give you my opinion on whether I think I would play it or not and the reasons why, and you know, you guys cook what you want, you play what you want, because honestly Branded is the best deck. Whatever you put into it, trust me, your deck is still cooking. Why? Because it's branded. So yes guys, thank you for your support. It's truly been amazing. And before we continue with this video, please do join my Discord and follow me on Instagram. Through the Discord you join the Branded Squad, and also you get to send me your deck list through there as well, or anything else, you know. Just join this Discord, you will see what's there in store for you guys. So anyways, let's hop straight into the discussion. So the first deck list we have here guys is a branded Azamina build. Azamina engine, me personally, I haven't been a fan of it. A lot of you guys have said that the Azamina engine has been really good, you've enjoyed playing it, which is totally fine. You know, if you enjoy playing it, do it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Me personally, I haven't been a fan because I didn't want to take out cards from an extra deck just to put silver, and there is the other Azamina. This guy over here, I don't know how you say his name guys, so I'm not going to bother pronouncing it, but I haven't been a fan of it. I just wanted to rely on, you know, the branded engine, the bestials, you know, just a normal branded build, and I've been happy with it. Don't think I want to play the Azamina engine, don't think it does too much besides maybe just setting an Omni Negate and also this fusion, which can basically get rid of a card on the field. So you know, me personally, I wouldn't play it, sorry, but you know, if you enjoy it, go for it. So here we see our opponent, you know, standard 3 Albaz. Gotta play 3 Albaz. I remember there was a time, I think it was 2 or almost 2.5 years ago, people were playing 2. No, actually it was during the Kashtira time when Kashtira was dominating the format. People were playing 2 Albazes in the deck list, and I was like, bro, you literally taking a risk of like almost banishing both of your Albaz when we're going up against Kashtira. Yo, it was crazy. But 3 Albaz is a must. Okay, so standard 3 Albaz. There is the 1 kit. Opponent is playing 2 Albion the Shrouded, which is good. You know, people are playing 3. I'm not a fan of playing 3 because the reason is if you use Albion's effect to draw, I don't want to draw into another one. That's the only reason why I don't want to play more than 1. 2 is totally fine. I think it just boosts the consistency in a way, you know. Basically you get to see this more often, send whatever card you need to the graveyard and draw a card. So I think that's fine. 2 is fine. 3, if you want to play 3, you do you. Me, I'm only playing it as 1. Opponent for the Despias, he is playing 3 Alubas, 1 Tragedy, 1 Adlib, standard in every branded deck list. Opponent is playing, whoa, did I say opponent? Sorry. The branded play is playing Cartesia and 1 Quem. So I mean, you're playing 50, obviously you want to keep your normal summons low. Obviously Cartesia is a free special summon, but you know, sometimes if you don't have access to Albaz putting it into the field or grave, this becomes a normal summon. But you know, 50 build, 1 Cartesia, 1 Quem, I don't you know, have a problem. I don't disagree with this deck list. You know, you want to keep it less cards as you can, because you know, branded engine itself is really big. I'm telling you, the branded engine itself is already a full deck. Literally, that's why you're always going to see a lot of deck lists. It's always over 40, maybe close to 50, or even just 60 itself. So 1 Cartesia, 1 Quem. Issue with 1 Cartesia is that we are in a bestial format, so it's sort of, you know, so if your 1 Cartesia gets banished, you might have a struggle trying to get it back. Obviously you can rely on Lubellion, but 1 Cartesia is totally fine. 1 Quem is fine. In a 50 card build, I totally understand. 1 Quem, it's fine, it's cool. If you're able to recycle it, you know, that's cool. But sometimes, you know, 1 Quem in a 50 build does its job, so it's fine. 1 Cartesia, maybe I might play 2 just to be safe. You know, playing 2 Cartesia might be better, but it's cool. Our opponent is playing 1 Bestial Rebellion and 2 Serenias. So 2 Serenias, Saronia is the best bestial in branded because it fills up your graveyard with your branded spells and traps, which is good. So that's fine. Would I play a Magnum Hut? I would, just to hopefully recycle your bestials or even your Albaz fusion monsters that are dragons. It really comes up. Recycling your fusions and also just your bestials and even your Albaz related monsters helps so much right now in the format. So the ability for us to recycle our stuff helps us in the grind game, because we're honestly in that place where a lot of our cards are getting banished or destroyed, so we need that recursion. We really do. So yeah, bestials, it's totally fine. You don't want to go too high with bestials. You don't want to just see your bestials, because you honestly rely on your Lubas, Cartesia, Quem, Albion. Those are the more important cards. The bestials here is just to help set up your board that you're going to end on. So it's fine. 2 Serenias, totally understand. That's cool. Opponent here is playing 1 Mercuria. That's fine. Some people play 2. 1 is fine. It's totally cool. Opponent is playing a small Patchwork Engine, 2 Edgems, 3 Patchworks, and 2 Poly. So that's fine. Patchwork Engine is good. Helps you to play through, all the Imperms and Ash and Veilers. You can just literally go summon Cartesia, put a Luba on the field. Your Luba and Cartesia can eat the Veilers and Ash Blossoms or Impulsion or whatever the case is, and then you hit them with the Patchwork Engine and you still keep going. So Patchwork Engine is good. I haven't played it because I just haven't seen a need to play it, but Patchwork Engine is really good. You can eat all the hand traps, Imperm, Veilers, all that stuff, and then Polymerization and Patchwork Engine helps you keep playing through it all. So it's good. You can still literally end the same end board depending on what cards you have, obviously, but you can still almost end on the same end board if you were to activate Brand of Fusion. You literally could with the Patchwork Engine. So that's cool. You have more engine to push through and keep fusion summoning. Totally agree on that. So getting straight to the Azamina engine, we see here we have the 1 Black Witch, we have 3 Wanted, 1 Deception, and 1 Hallowed Azamina. That's very standard. That is your Azamina engine. That's nothing to change about that. That stays as it is. So there's not really much to talk about that. That is it. When we hop onto the branded spells and traps, we have 1 Brand Fusion, 1 branded in white. So this is good, mainly like if you already set up your graveyard and you can just helps you with the grind game. So to say branded whites, yeah, I think everyone should play it. I really think it helps you. Obviously, it's not a good card to start off with in your turn 1, because then you're relying on the cards on your hand, field, and maybe if Albaz is in the graveyard, cool. But like this is more like turn 3, turn 4 sort of card. It's not for you when you're starting your turn or going second. So yeah, 1 brand in white. We have 3 fusion deployment standard, 1 gold sock. So there's no Allure of Darkness, but there is a gold sock, so that way you can banish Mercurial Tragedy to get your searches. Yeah, we went over Poly. 2 talents, which is, I guess, is fair. Talents, I guess, we are in a hand trap format, so talent is always going to come up. I only play 1, never saw a reason to play 2, but I guess 2 is fair because I see here you're not playing Thrust. Thrust is actually in your side deck. I guess the reason why is that during the time, specifically when Dominus Impulse was a lot more common before, Raja Malice came out. So the format before Raja Malice is now where we are in. Impulse was always there. So having Thrust in your hand and getting hits with Impulse on your Brand of Fusion and not Ash or any other hand trap honestly meant that Thrust was a dead card in your hand. So I totally get it. Put your Thrusts in your side deck. That way when you're going second, Thrust can search you your board breakers or whatever other engine piece you need. So that's totally understandable. Talents in the main deck too, I guess that's fair, because right now Dominus Impulse isn't really a common card we're seeing being played. Obviously, maybe if it's not in a Raja or Malice deck, that's totally fair. But 2 talents, yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. That's cool. 3 Eclipse, Eclipse is a good card, board breaker, and helps you play through Imperm and Veil as well. 2 High Spirits, I would rather play 1 High Spirit, because High Spirits, it's a once per turn effect. Playing 2, you don't want to see both copies in your hand, so rather want to see 1, because once you use the card in your hand, it does its job, and honestly you recycle it. So two I guess maybe greater chance of seeing it. That's totally fine, but I'm happy with just playing 1. That's it. 1 branded in red, standard. Me personally, I would play 2 branded in reds, because 2 branded in reds comes in clutch. Having 2 makes you makes you feel a bit easy. The fact that if you open branded red in your turn 1, you use it rather than relying on retribution just to recycle this, or tragedy or kit to recycle your branded red. Just use Albion, the branded dragon, and set the second one. Boom, you're chilling, literally. So I would rather play 2 than 1. Honestly, I've enjoyed playing 2. 3 openings, that's standard. Call by, yeah, it's a must. 1 branded loss and 1 retribution. Very standard dice. Yeah, that's totally fine. This deck list is a little bit different from what most people are playing, because one, like obviously we saw Thrust is in the side deck and we have 2 talents instead. But you know, you guys have your opinions on what you're playing. That's cool. If you enjoy the deck list, if you enjoy the deck list you're playing, sorry guys, then you know, you do you, bro. So in the extra deck we see there's 1 lad. Yeah, you know, lad is a good card. We sometimes Malice plays don't main deck Shifter. Shifter is actually generally in the side deck, so you know, Shifter is there. Lad is good. Lad is also, forget about Shifter, Lad is a good 3 Omni negate, so it's good. Chimera, standard, it's a must. Furious, yeah, good card. 2 Mirror Jades, best boss monster in the game. Dragus Tupelia, 2 Albions, 1 Grand Gugnol. I guess, yeah, you know, you're not playing a lock, you're not really playing a lock, so 1 Grand Gugnol is pretty fair. I do see here though, but we're not playing Branded Regained in this deck list. I think Branded Regained should be played because it's really good with recycling. Like I said, we need to be able to get that recursion going and recycling our fusion. So if you're playing 1 Grand Gugnol, I'd rather play a Branded Regain. That's why you can recycle this Grand Gugnol, because trust me, in the grind game, being able to summon Grand Gugnol either during your opponent's turn or turn 3, turn 4, whatever the case is, it makes it a lot easier for us to keep playing the game. So yeah, that's what I'll do. If you're playing 1 Grand Gugnol, put a Branded Regained in your deck list as well. 1 Rebellion, standard. 1 Masquerade, yeah, you know, Malice is there, so we have to play this. 1 Runbrim and Titan, 2 staples in every brand deck list. And then obviously we have the Azamina Silva, that's why we're playing the Azamina Engine. And we have Despian Lulu Lilith. Cool synchro card. I don't play it, but if you play it, I mean, it's a good card. It's a synchro, you know. It's pretty decent, you know. If a monster leaves extra deck, you can negate a card on the field until the end of the turn, and your monsters gain permanent 500 attack. So it's a good card. That's another target Grand Gugnol can summon from the extra deck. So I have no issues with that. It's cool. It's a really good card. Do I play it? No. Why? I'm not sure, but I've been happy with not playing it. But Despian Lulu Walizith, really good card. So now in the side deck we see here we have the other Azamina Fusion. This guy has such a weird name. I guess this is more like if you're going second, like a board breaker, because basically this fusion, when you summon it, it basically, you can target a card on the field and send it to grave. So it's almost like helps you to break your opponent's board quite a bit. Mud Dragon here, because you see here we have 3 Super Poly, so that's your board breaker if you're going second, or I guess if you're going first in game 3, whatever the matchup is. So Mud Dragon, yeah, Super Poly and Mud Dragon, I'm telling you, it's really good board breaker. Garura hasn't been really relevant, so it's fine. Mud Dragon though is very common. You honestly always will have Mud Dragon targets. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Lightning Storms going second, board breakers, cool with that. Thrust, we already discussed in the side deck, which is fair. You know, sometimes Thrust can be a dead card in your hand, depending on what your matchup is. But I think putting Thrust in the main deck is really good for this format, because we're not really in the impulse heavy format, because people are in Rajo and Malice, they're not playing Malice, they're not playing impulse, it's hand traps all the way. So I guess you could go back to putting Thrust in your main deck, but you know, you do you. I totally understand why Thrust is in the side deck. 3 droplets, you know, board breakers going second, or what, depending on what your matchup is, that's pretty cool. We have the 1 D barrier, which I guess is a Thrust target, maybe going game 2, game 3, and we have an extra Cartesia in the side deck. I'm not exactly sure why, but you know, he has his reasons. I don't know what those are, but that's the side deck. Side deck is pretty, I agree with this. You know, you have 1 D barrier as a Thrust target. If you're going game 2 or game 3, Super Poly is good board breaker. You know, yeah, you know, branded as a Mina bold, totally fine with this, happy with it. You guys who play as a Mina, if you guys have a different bold or maybe cards you would either recommend or take out, you know, do let me know in the comments below. So this was the first deck list. Let's hop on into the second one. Alright, second deck list here. So here we have a 50 card branded build as well, but there's no Azamina engine. So it's branded, you know, you use your branded build, 50 cards. I think it's 50, or is it 60? No, this was actually a 50 card build, I believe. Yeah, it was a 50 card build. So here, guys, we obviously see 3 Albas, standard, 2 Albions to Shrouded, you know, very common, cool. We have 3 Alubas, It's a must. You know, Aluba is so important right now, getting our search for brand fusion because it's limited to one. 2 Quems and 2 Cartesia. Yeah, pretty standard. 2 Quems is helps with the grind game. 2 Cartesias, you know, Cartesia is Cartesia. Honestly, one of the best cards that Branded has ever received as support. Honestly, so good. A monster that enables you to fusion summon. Absolutely amazing. Just sucks that it's only during main phase. That's the only thing that sucks. If it was during any phase, oh, this card would be amazing. Actually, even better. Let me say that. But yeah, 2 Creme, 2 Cartesia, good. 1 Adlib. Yeah, if you're playing Chimera line, you gotta play Adlib. Honestly, this card is really good. I know a lot of branded players didn't want to play this. They say it's a brick in your hand, but you know, Adlib is such a good card. It's such a good card. We have 2 Mercurius. Yeah, pretty common. Kit. It's a mandatory. You have to play Kit to recycle your branded fusion. Player is playing Golden Sword Soul. So yeah, Golden Sword Soul, guys, listen, this is not a common card, but you know, it comes up. It really does. Not the first effect, like the effect where you can negate an attack and special summon it. That's not the most common important one. The second effect is more important, the one where you can special summon Quem or Cartesia from your hand or grave. That really comes up. Trust me, it's really handy. So Golden Sword Soul, I would say it's a good card to play. Is it the best card? Do you have to play it? No. But it's a fun card to play. That's what I would say. It's a fun card to play. 1 Tragedy, yeah. Opponent, I'm saying opponent out of habit, guys. Sorry. A player is playing DDD Vice King Requiem, so he is playing the lock. So Requiem is good. Like I said, guys, Requiem is harder to get over because 1, you cannot droplet it, and you either have to like tribute this to summon your bestial or some level 4 higher monster. So you know, it takes up a normal summon, literally. Unless, you know, they flip it face down, that's a different story. So yeah, he is playing the lock. Cool. Requiem, that's totally fine. Branded Regain, good. I think this is a must card. Every branded player must be playing Branded Regain. You need to recycle your dark and lights, and you know, you need that recursion. You really do. This is a must. Player is playing Branded Beast. Now, I don't play Branded Beast. No, not saying it's a bad card. I just haven't really felt like it's really important to play. But you know, Branded Beast is a good card. It's a pop. Also, it enables you to place your regained and branded lost back in a spell and trap zone in the end phase. So I guess it helps you to just keep your brand spells and traps on the field, and it's also a pop. So it's good. If you want to play it, play it. Do you have to play it? No, you really don't. I guess, but the reason why this player is playing this because he has quite a big bestial package. You see here, he's playing 3 Lubellians, 2 Serenias, 1 Druid, and 1 Mag. So I guess that's the reason why he's playing Branded Beast. He has 3 Lubellians, so he's going to be able to set up Beast or Regained a lot easier. 3 Lubellians, me personally, even though I'm playing 60, I'm not really heavy on the Bestial engine, so I play 2. I would rather play 2 Lubellians, me personally, because 3, I'm not really heavy on the Bestials. 2, because if your opponent banishes your 1 Lubellian, having a second one just, you know, it's just there in handy, like just makes it convenient. You don't need to be relying heavily on just the 1 copy. So playing 2 is fine. I think playing 2, 3, yeah, if you're playing a heavy bestial engine, cool. 3 Lubellians, go for it. A greater chance of seeing it and having greater access to your bestials. 2 Serenias, I would rather play 3 because, you know, like I said, Serenia is the best bestials out of Druid and Mag. Sets up your graveyard with your branded spells and traps. So rather play 3, but 2 is fine. I totally get it. If you could, rather play 2 Lubellians and 3 Serenias. That's what I would do. But you know, you do you, guys. That's my opinion on it. No issues about the bestial engine. 1 retribution, 1 banishment, 1 fusion duplication. Standard. Nothing to talk about that. Now in the this is a 60 card build. Yeah, this definitely has to be a 60 card build, guys. So here we have the 1 branded fusion, 1 branded lost. Yeah, you know, staples in every branded spell or branded deck. Sorry. 3 fusion deployment, 3 openings, 3 high spreads. So 3 high spreads because obviously he has a high number of dragons in his deck. So totally understandable. 3 high spreads. High spreads is a really good card. It really is. But me, I would just play 1. I don't want to see multiple copies of this. It's a once per turn effect. I'd rather just keep it at 1. I'm fine with that. But 3, I guess, greater chance of seeing it. It's cool. No issues. 3, there's nothing wrong with 3. But me, I would just play 1, to be honest. 2 branded in reds. Good choice. 2 branded in reds is a must, honestly. The fact that some people only play 1, you know, I mean, play 1 works. It really does. But me, I'm sorry. I'm so reliant on this card. I need to play 2 copies. 1 branded in white. Yeah. It's not a must, but you know, it helps you with the grind game. 3 allures, so we have draw engine. We have 3 droplets, 3 eclipse, board breakers, and well, essentially it's just your board breakers. 3 droplets, 3 eclipse, cool. 3 thrusts, 1 talents, a cobalt, and gold sock. So player here is playing gold sock, even though he has a lure. I mean that's fair. Gold sock, if you don't see a lure of darkness, and then you have a chance of seeing gold sock, which is totally fine. Banishment courier, banish tragedy, get your search. Keep playing. So that's totally fine. No problem with gold sock. Gold sock is a good card. In the extra deck, we'll see 2 mirror jades, 2 albions, the 1 sanctifier, 1 adlib, and there's obviously the 1 rinbrim and 1 titanly clad standard. Our best fusion monsters in every branded deck list. 2 grand gognos, because you are playing the lock, so you gotta play 2. You have to play 2. If you're not playing a lock, it's fine to play 1. There is the 1 masquerade, there is the 1 lad, good card, 1 Dragos Topelio, 1 guardian chimera, and 1 Creditus. So yeah, this is a standard branded deck list. There is no side deck. Yeah, there was no side deck that the player sent me, but this is the brand deck list. Standard 60 card bold. Totally agree with this, really happy with this. It's a really good deck list. Now let's hop on to the next one. Now here guys, we have a deck list. It is actually a 42 card bold, and there is space for a couple of hand traps in this board. So this player, he did show me a deck, dual replay where he went up against it was a Raijio player, and you see here that in the deck list, obviously you have the standard Albaz, Albion, the 3 Olubas, 2 Cartesia, 1 Quem, Kit, Tragedy. We have the 1 Lubellion and a couple of Bestios, which is totally cool, totally fine. Bodrake, I'm not a fan of Bodrake, honestly. I'd rather just put more Serenias here, but it's cool. Bestial package is fine. So Albaz package, sorry, when I say Albaz package, I'm also referring to Kit, Albion, Cartesia, etc, etc. That is totally fine. We see there's 1 brand of fusion, 1 high spirit, 1 brand in red. If I could play 2 in reds, I would do that. 1 lost, 3 openings, regained, good. There's the 1 Koba. He is playing the Foolish Burial instead of Gold Sock. That's totally fine. Foolish or Tragedy, you can get your Aluba or Quem. 3 fusion deployments and 1 retribution. So in terms of the non-engine, we see here he has 3 ogres, 3 Nurbs. There is the 1 Idol. I'd rather play Requiem over Idol, because Idol you can simply droplet it away, and yeah, that's it. And we have the 3 Book of Eclipse. So in the replay, I was mentioning the player. He showed me he was going up against the what's the name? The Raijio. He was going up against Raijio, and Ghost Ogre came in clutch there, because remember guys, Duo Drive, when it activates the effect to search 2 other Raijio cards from deck, it has to remain on the field. It doesn't detach for cost. So Ghost Ogre being able to destroy Duo Drive, if Duo Drive is the only Xyz monster on the field, Ghost Ogre comes in clutch. Obviously Duo Drive doesn't need to detach from Duo Drive itself. It can detach from any Xyz on the field. But Ghost Ogre came in clutch. It's a good hand trap to play. If only Duo Drive is the only Xyz monster on the field. But you never know what else you can hit with this. 3 Nubs. Nubs is good. This heavy combo decks happening around here. Nub is really good against Malice. When it comes to Raijio, if they're playing the Fiendsmith engine, obviously they're going to try to bring out Caesar very early. So that's before they bring out Caesar. That's the only time you can use Nub. Ghost Ogre, hit the Duo Drive. That is totally fine. So this player managed to add the branded engine and put in space for a non-engine, so 2 sets of hand traps and Book of Eclipse. So if you guys were trying to look for a smaller deck list, you could try this sort of build. You added your engine, you added your brand spells and traps, and you have 2 sets of hand traps and basically one board breaker. So I guess that works, right? I think honestly, I've been testing putting hand traps in branded, so maybe it's time to put some hand traps. Obviously the issue is that if you try to make your branded deck list as look closer to 40, obviously there's a good chance you'll see the engine and obviously some hand traps here and there. But we are going up against decks that have so much interruption, so you got to make sure you're playing the right sort of hand traps and board breakers. You got to make the right choices. Okay, in the side deck here you'll see 3 Lanceas. Yeah, Lancea got to stop them from banishing their stuff. 1 Abo Lenitus, in case you go up against that dragon deck or whatever other dragons happening to be there. So it's there, cool. Remember, Tempai is still a threat. The fact that Tempai won the Italian Open is crazy. We have 1 Cosmic, 1 Harpies, and 2 Lightning Storms for your back row removals. Totally agree with that. That's fine. 3 Dark Rulers, yeah, that's cool. You are playing 3 droplets as well. with the Dark Ruler no more, so I guess that's fair. And you have There Can Only Be One. There Can Only Be One, yeah, listen, can stop Malice, can stop Rajio quite a bit. So yeah, I totally agree with the side deck. But when it comes to Droplet and Dark Ruler no more though, I don't know. You have the Dark Ruler no more. I guess Droplet is better if you're going first in game 2 or 3. That's why, actually no, if you're going second in game 2 and 3, Droplet is good, summon a Luba effect, they try to imperm, just use Droplet tribute, so it's fine. But I mean, like, if you're playing Dark Ruler no more and Droplets, I think that's a bit too much, so just use maybe one of them and swap the other one out for some other cards to put in the side deck. But it's cool, fine with the side deck. In the extra deck, you'll see 2 Albions, 1 Sanctifre, 1 Furious, 1 Quiritus, 2 Grand Gognos. Here, though, the player is playing, what is it, Chaos, the Star Source Dragon, I think that's his name, which is basically a Chimera. The only difference is that it needs 2 Dragon monsters, a light and a dark, and it targets to pop, and you don't get a draw of this. So, I did try test this out once, I didn't like it, I preferred Chimera, honestly, non-target pop, and also you get to draw, so I'm more of a fan of Guardian Chimera than Chaos, the Star Source Dragon. But it's good, it's much easier to make this fusion, Chaos, the Star Source Dragon, than it is to make Guardian Chimera. So no issues with that. It's good. It's a good card, but I sort of want that draw. I just love Chimera too much. There's the one Lad, pretty good card. 1 Rebellion, 1 Mirror Jade. There is only 1 Mirror Jade. So 1 Mirror Jade, it can be a bit tough because then you're gonna need to rely heavily on either Rebellion or Regain to shuffle back that 1 Mirror Jade, because sometimes playing 2 is really good, because if the 1 Mirror Jade's off the field, summoning Albaz and Fusion, summoning into a second one, it just helps break down your opponents and keep the pressure on them. So yeah, maybe play 2 Mirror Jades, but if you have fun with playing 1, you do you. Again, I'm not gonna say anything. I would rather just play 2 guys. Honestly, having a second copy just feels a lot safe. 1 Rimbrim, the 1 Sprint. Now Sprint is definitely a card we don't see often. We really don't see this quite a lot. So I guess that's alright. Would I play it? No, I don't really think it's needed. But yeah, players playing it, cool. 1 Titan and 1 Dissipator. Dissipator is interesting. So obviously, guys, if you're playing branded fusion, branded opening, and fusion deployment, they lock you into fusion. So I guess Dissipator is more like if you're turn 3, turn 4, whatever turn you're in, and this also enables you to recycle any of your banished cards face up or even face down. So I guess that's fair. This is more not turn 1 sort of play, or unless you can't get access to your fusions and you're not locked into fusions, then you could just synchro into Dissipator. I mean, that's fair. It's a spicy card to play. It's really good. But yeah, I don't play it because I'm just relying on my fusions. If my stuff gets banished, well, I'm gonna have to try my best to survive. But I totally understand why we're playing Dissipator. Being able to recycle your banished stuff and either destroy or negate something with Dissipator, totally cool. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Now, final deck list here, guys. You'll see we have a 40 card build. So yeah, pretty standard, guys. We have here 3 Albaz, 2 Cartesia, 2 Quem, 2 Mercurius, 1 Kit. He is playing here 3 Albions are Shrouded. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Totally understandable. Cool. Standard deck list here. Bestios, he's playing 1 Rebellion, 1 Serenia, 1 Mag. That's pretty standard. It's okay. You don't need to increase it. I think that just does its build. Opponent here is playing the Nadir package. So 1 Maximus and 3 Nadir Servants. Now, that's pretty good. If your brand fusion gets ashed and you don't have thrust to search your fusion duplication, Nadir package is good. Obviously, the downside is that it locks you out of being able to summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, because sometimes in end phase, having the ability to summon Albaz and fusion away just helps you set up a board and break your opponent's board. But Nadir package is good. The only worry about Nadir package, I would say, is if you're going up against let's say Malice. Yeah, definitely Malice. You got to be careful of what they send, because one of the targets your Malice player can send is that Synchro Nick Master Packbits, I think it's called, the Synchro. Basically, what it does is that your Malice player can discard a card, and the Synchro can target a monster you control and place it in the spell and trap zone. So you got to be careful. Basically, the Nadir package against a Malice player can help them send the Synchro to break your board. Well, sort of break your board, so you gotta be careful. If you're going up against Malice, you gotta be aware that Synchro is a target they can send, and it will sort of break your board, like place your Mirror Jade in spell or trap zone, which can be devastating. if you're not able to get that mirror jade out of your spell and trap zone. So you gotta be careful. Nadir package, I totally understand. It's a good package, but just be careful. When you're going up against Malice, that is something to be careful of. There is the one ad-lib, yeah, pretty standard, and the tragedy, which I think we went over. But yeah, you know, monster lineup, standard, no issues, totally agree with it. Spells and traps here, we have 3 fusion deployments, 1 talent, 3 thrust, 1 brand of fusion, 1 gold sock. So you see here, there is no allure of darkness, but there is gold sock, and I guess in order to make up for, like, if you get hit with too many hand traps, you do have the Nadir package to help you just sets up your end phase effects. So cool, totally understand, no draw power, but we have the gold sock, 1 cold bite, 1 high spirits, yeah, totally understandable. No need to play 3, you play 1, that's cool. Once the high spirit does its job. We have 3 eclipse as a board breaker, 3 openings, 1 red. If you can play 2, play 2, 1 lost, 1 regained. And then the traps, we have banishment, fusion duplication, and retribution. Pretty standard, always the standard traps you will see in every brand deck list. So yeah, this branded build, good. I agree with it. It's pretty good. Just be careful of Nadir package, guys. You know, when you're going up against Malice, when you're going up against Rigel, there's not really anything you need to worry about. I mean, sure, actually, if you're going up against Rigel, they could send Desiree off the Maximus effect, actually. So Desiree can send a card on the field to grave. So you gotta be a bit careful in this format right now. The Nadir package can bite you in the ass. Okay, so just be a bit careful. In the extra deck, we have 1 Lad, 1 Chimera, the 1 Sanctify, even though we're not playing a lot, but you know, Sanctify is a good card. 2 Mirror Jades, 1 Drago, 1 Lube, 2 Grand Gugnos, 1 Masquerade, Titan, Rinbrim, 2 Albion Branded, and we play the Garura. Obviously, it's just the target for Nadir and also for Maximus to banish. So yeah, that's totally fine. Extra deck is fine. If you're playing Nadir package, yeah, you gotta play Garura to get that draw. In the side deck, 3 Nurbs, good hand trap. I agree. Nibiru is a good hand trap. Honestly, if you're going against Malice, definitely really good. If you're going up against Rajo, the Fiendsmith variant, yeah, you know, break down the ability to get Caesar on the field. So you know, or unless you know you're further into game 2 and 3, the Nibiru can come up, because Rajo plays, they do summon a lot, they really do. There is the 1 DDD Viscum Requiem in the side deck, so I guess he wants it to play a branded deck but not relying on the lock heavily, so the Requiem is there in side deck just in case. Totally fine, totally agree with that. You're playing Sanctify, you're playing this, cool. Side deck, that's totally fine. 3 Lancea, yeah, good card to play against Malice. And then we have back row removal, 2 Lightning Storms, 1 Harpies, 3 Evenlease. Evenlease is good, just gotta be careful if you have your Bestials on the field. So yeah, 3 Evenly, good board breaker, and 2 D barriers as a thrust target. So totally understandable. Playing 2 is good, you have another copy to search and a greater chance of drawing into it, I guess. So yeah, guys, that is the deck list here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed what the other branded players from the branded squad are cooking. Hopefully maybe their deck list inspired you. But if you guys have like a different opinion of what you would play, depending on all the other deck lists we have seen, do let me know in the comments below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now let's hop straight into the combo video. Alright guys, so in this combo, guys, I'm going to show you how you're able to get access to Lancea through Sanctify. Is this a crazy combo? No, but it's something I picked up when I was going up a Malice player, and you know, I was in game, I think I was in game number 3, and I didn't draw into Lancea, so I was like, crap, okay, I need to stop this guy somehow. And you know, I was hoping to draw into Lancea, but I didn't. But then this idea came to my mind, and I was decided, you know, let me show you guys. Maybe you guys already know this, that's totally fine, but for those guys who haven't even realized this, or you know, now just to see it, you're going to see it and maybe you can play it. So I'm just going to show you how you're able to get Lancea through Sanctify. So obviously in the extra deck, guys, you'll see there is the Sanctify. Obviously you can only do this if you're playing Sanctify. So yeah, standard branded build here, guys, obviously. So let me show you how it is done. So when you're going here, you're basically going to go, obviously we need access to branded fusion, but more importantly, you need access to Cartesia. Cartesia is what you need here. So obviously now we're going to go normal summon Aluba. Aluba here will get the search. We will search branded fusion. Now first, obviously, okay, sorry guys, what happened is, first is you obviously got to use fusion deployment first, summon Cartesia before you normal summon Aluba. So that's the thing. Start off with fusion deployment, or basically get Cartesia on the field first before anything, then summon Aluba, get you access to branded fusion. Cool. Now here we're going to go branded fusion, and we're going to send Albaz to the graveyard, but we're not sending Bestial Rebellion. We're actually going to send Lancea. We're sending Lancea because remember guys, Lancea is a light and we're fusioning into Albion the Branded Dragon. Okay, we're not sending Rebellion because we want access to Sanctifre. So on summon, you're going to go Albion effect and we're just going to go chain link to Cartesia. And the reason why is because we're actually going to fusion summon straight into Sanctifre and we need a spellcaster. So let us just make use of Cartesia effect before it gets banished, and get Grand Gugno's effects as well. So chainlink one Albion, chainlink to Cartesia, we fusion into Grand Gugno, and here we will banish the Albaz and we're going to banish Cartesia. Okay, we're leaving Lancea in the graveyard. We're going to go into Sanctifre, and then obviously on a new chain is going to be Grand Gugno to dump. Here you can dump, you can go Serenia, or you can dump straight Rebellion if you wanted. Then obviously you're going to set up your Rebellion, put Albion in graveyard, then you go Rebellion. You can set whatever you want here, honestly, whatever it is, regained or lost. I guess I'll just go for regain at this point. So basically, yeah, this is sort of the board. When you go to end phase, you're obviously going to go Albion effect. I guess with Albion we can set Branded Banishment because then we have a line for Lad. Is Lad here? No, Lad is not here guys, but if you're playing Lad, boom, here, Branded Banishment. You can special summon Albion the Branded, banish Rebellion and Albion, bring out Lad. So we're putting banishment there because I know you guys are playing it. But whole point is that in the draw phase of your opponent's turn, you can go Sanctifre, special summon the Lancea to our field and something to your opponent's field. In this case we'll just go Luba, so Luba will go there, and then in the draw phase you can just go Lancea, tribute it from the face up on the field, and boom, you Lancea your Malice opponent. So guys, listen here, I know it's not a crazy combo, but I just wanted to show you guys because this came up in my mind when I was going up against a Malice player, and now I showed you how you can do it. So in this combo you do get access to Lancea through Sanctifre, and with banishment you can basically also go into Lad. Obviously this did not consider the other cards in your hand when you started this combo, but yeah, you got Sanctifre which summons Lancea and you get access to Lad. Obviously you must obviously you must use banishment before you activate Lancea, because then you can't also banish anything as well, right? Yeah, you can't banish anything. But guys, this is the combo, so I just wanted to show you guys. So hopefully you guys, maybe if you didn't know this, now you do, but it is there now, and hopefully you guys find a way to implement this when you're going up against Malice later, whenever you go up against them. So guys, anyways, this is the video guys. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. You enjoyed the deck list discussion, and also you enjoyed the small combo I wanted to show you. But guys, if you are interested in me making another video where we showcase your deck list, please do join my Discord and just send your deck list there in the Discord server, and obviously I will make a video on your deck list. I do think this is something I will continue to do in the future. If you guys have any updates or any new deck lists, or even listen, there's not crossover breakers, what's the new set coming out, the Supreme Darkness is coming out. Maybe you guys find a new list to play, and just send it so we can show all the other viewers, all the other people in the branded community, and just inspire other people and show them what cards work and what cards don't. But guys, thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for those guys who sent me their deck list. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much to the branded squad. But thank you for watching the video. See you in the next one. Cheers.